I've got nothing bad to say about a college education, really. I have one, I wouldn't trade it for anything. And if you have the desire and the money to pay for a 4-year degree, I say go for it. But look, we need to stop promoting higher education at the expense of every other form of learning. It's just crazy. It leads to unintended consequences. And right now we got a big one. It's called a skills gap. And the skills gap is bad news for anybody who's addicted to paved roads or electricity or indoor plumbing. Welders, plumbers, electricians, carpenters, steam fitters, pipe fitters, all across the country, there's shortages in these areas, even with unemployment going through the roof. It's crazy. 50 years ago, those jobs were critical. They still are. The problem is we just don't value them the way we used to. So we don't encourage people to pursue them. We're so focused on getting into the corner office, we forgot how to build a corner office.
We make a mistake in this country by believing that everyone has to go to college. Not every job in this country, not every way to make a good living is predicated on going to college. Succeeding in this country and making a good living is really predicated on preparing young people for their lives and their careers.
Construction is probably the best trade you can be in. There's plenty of work out there, especially in Boston and around these areas. I mean, it's booming.
We make some pretty good money. There's no doubt there. I'm comparable right now. I'm comparable to a doctor or a seasoned attorney.
I feel like the sky's the limit. You can take it as far as you want.
My wife hasn't worked since my daughter's been born. She hasn't worked for 18 years. I've been able to support the whole family.
There's a shortage of people in the trades. You can, as long as you're willing to work and you hustle, you're not lazy, you can work forever. You'll never get laid off.
The best part of it, you're doing something different every day. But one day you come in, you'll be doing concrete. Another day you'll be coming in, you'll be doing finish. We replaced the roof. We made the floors and exterior wall able to withstand the weight. We did the windows, all the trim around the windows, baseboard, all the doors.
We've traveled everywhere. It's another cool part of our job. I've been to shipyards, to banks, hotels.
I've done hospitals, schools, colleges, $1 million mansions.
Being an apprentice is probably the best. You learn on the job.
You have hands-on training for the whole 5 years, so you're pretty much getting the best training in the world.
Well, as an apprentice, you gotta be a gopher. You're gonna be running for material, you're gonna be sweeping up, you're gonna be picking up tools at the end of the day for all the licensed guys. You can probably expect that for like a year or two, but after that, you go to school, you get your license, then you start the installation process, you start laying work out.
I'd say the biggest thing is you gotta stay in school, because it does take a high level of competence, intelligence, and then you gotta be a self-starter, self-motivated, and be able to work safely. If you really want to get diverse in what you go after for training-wise, the more valuable you are.
It's a big camaraderie. Once you get to know the guys, it's a good time.
I've developed a lot of friendships over the years with different contractors. I end up seeing a lot of the same guys on the jobs over and over again. That's one of the best things of my job. It's really fun.
If you don't mind hard work, it's a great job and it's great pay. You can't beat the money.
And a lot of kids to 4-year college, which is great, and there's skills you can obtain and jobs you can get, but there's a lot of jobs in industry that pay very well, that require a really high level of knowledge and skill, and it's just a whole nother path of opportunity.
She could have gone to college for 4 years and still not made the money that she is making on this job now.
It didn't cost me anything to get any of the training. In fact, me and my wife joke about it all the time, because she went to college for 4 years. We're still paying off her student loans, and she's never came within 20 grand of my annual salary.
I mean, I do make better money than I made other places. Most people start out as a helper, and then as you advance, you make even more money.
A lot of people think that construction is just a bunch of hard work and no benefits, that's all you can do in life if you can't get a real job. That's not the case.
Being able to read a blueprint to put these pieces up together perfectly takes a lot of talent. Not your everyday guy can just walk up and look at a blueprint and say, oh, okay, yeah, I'll just go ahead and build this power plant. It takes years of practice, experience, and communication between all crafts and people.
Most of my friends are working class guys like me, and when we go to parties, we got the nicest trucks there.
You know, the comparison between college and an apprenticeship program is the apprenticeship program, you're learning and you're hands-on. You're out in the field, you have the camaraderie with the people you're around. You're not in a classroom all day.
Just a shovel. It's a lot more. I mean, you'll get trained to do whatever you like to do.
I honestly didn't even know that construction management was an option in college, and I honestly didn't want to go to college. And luckily for me, my dad convinced me that I needed to, because he's like, there's a lot of things you can do in construction. You don't have to work with your hands and do manual labor. So I went and met with a guidance counselor and found out about construction management. I did the campus tour, met with the construction department. I liked the curriculum, how it was spelled out, what you were doing, that you touched every facet in construction. They did a good job of basically laying out your whole college career path for you.
Construction management as a whole is just managing the overall process of it, from project development, where the owner's deciding what they want to build, and then we're there through the duration of construction. It's unique in that we deal with the design team, which is composed of architects and engineers, and then we also deal with the subcontractors.
It's kind of an orchestra that we kind of try to conduct to make sure everybody's kind of on the same page.
The key responsibilities that we have as construction managers are making sure the project's delivered on time and on budget. I enjoyed math and science, and I loved building things, just having a hands-on type of approach. And construction management was the thing that kind of tied all those together.
Nothing stays the same, it's always moving, very dynamic.
I remember when I was little, I used to stare at houses and say, how is that built? And just the unique ways that buildings are built.
Well, the construction industry as a whole is driven through STEM. Science, we're dealing with physics, the way different loads work with gravity. Technology, the industry is really getting technology driven, utilizing 3D modeling software. Engineering-wise, we use it on a daily basis. Math, we use measurements all the time, calculating square footage, yardage, volume, area. For life in general, I think any type of STEM curriculum or STEM course is beneficial for your life.